In last lecture, we have seen the requirements of air intake system. Okay, what are the requirements? Air should be sufficient. Okay, then clean, cool and dry. Now question you will ask me, sufficient means how much? And the answer is 1 liter of fuel needs 12,500 liters of air for complete burning 12,500. Such a huge amount of air is required. Now, during starting days, that was the question, how we can provide such a huge amount of air to the diesel engines. And there was a big discovery behind it. We will see what is that discovery, which abruptly increased the efficiency of all the diesel engines by 30%. Okay, we will see. Then air should be clean. Obviously, dust particles are harmful for the engine. Then cool air. Air at high temperature will ignite fuel early. Okay. Now, in compression stroke, we have seen it will compress the air, and the air temperature, the molecules of air will get heated. Okay. If the temperature in the combustion chamber will attain the flashing point of the diesel, it will burn quickly or faster before this piston reaches its TDC, top dead center. Okay, and it should not happen before that, otherwise we will have haphazardous stroke. Okay, the power stroke will not be powerful, we will have half stroke. Okay. You must have observed the half strokes when during starting of the engine. Okay, when you start the engine, you might have observed the smoke as well. If power stroke is half, the entire fuel will not burn, and that is why the smoke. And we don't want the half power stroke, otherwise we will get half power. Okay, simple. So for the full power in the power stroke, because this is the only stroke which provides the power to our engine, all other strokes will automatically happen. Okay, once engine is started, all three strokes are dependent on this power stroke. Power stroke is the only stroke where we get the push or power. Other three strokes are happening automatically because engine is rotating at very faster speed. Okay, now so that is the reason at high temperature it will ignite the fuel early. So you don't want the high temperature air to be for the intake, which it should be cool at the proper temperature. Air at high temperature is thin and has less oxygen. Okay, I told you in last lecture, if you don't have air conditioning, you feel suffocated because it is a thin air, and thin air contains very less oxygen. Simply, thin means less oxygen molecules. Okay, and air conditioning, when you cool it, it becomes thick and it will have more oxygen. Simple. And we want the oxygen for complete combustion or burning of the fuel. Okay. Now, dry air. Why dry? Air with moisture will have less oxygen. Again, you know, water is very good dissolvent of oxygen. Water will dissolve in the oxygen easily. And that is the reason if there is a moisture in the air, it will, those water molecules will absorb the oxygen and the air will have less oxygen. That is the reason we don't want the moisture in the air. It should be dry. Okay. Then what? Moisture in combustion chamber is harmful to the engine. Obviously, you know, water is easily, what is it? It will corrode the engine parts inside. So we don't want water to enter inside the chamber. Otherwise, our car will break down, or engine will break down, because we will have what is oxidation inside the engine. So it is very harmful in the combustion chamber. So we don't want water. That is why it should be dry. Now there are mechanisms for all these three systems: sufficient, clean and dry, cool and dry. Okay. Now what are that? Components. Air cleaner, which will clean our air, and clean air will not have dust particles, and we don't want that. Then hump hose, suction pipe, turbocharger. This is the thing I was talking about. We will have a separate lecture on this, okay, on turbocharger. It is a very important discovery in the diesel engine. Then air crossover, and then another parts are components in air tech system, that is clamps, aftercooler, intake manifold, intake valves, and combustion chamber. We will see, I'll show you where are these locations of these things. Now we will see entire air cycle from intake till out. Air cleaner, okay, we want the clean air, that is why we want the air cleaner. What will clean the air? Those big filters, the round one. If you have observed the engine, it will have the those big round, the cylindrical filters, air filters, that is called. Then what? Turbocharger. This turbocharger is very much important to provide the sufficient air to the engine. Okay, this makes a very important role in providing the sufficient air. We will see in detail. Then aftercooler, air should be cooled, clean, sufficient, and cool. Okay, because it should not ignite the fuel till it reaches the TDC. Before that, it should not ignite the fuel. Then intake manifold, then intake valves, and then it will reaches the chamber. Clean, sufficient, and cool air will reach the combustion chamber. Then from that it will go to exhaust valves, then exhaust manifold. Okay, manifold means it will be passed through manifolds because it will bring down its temperature, and also it will take out some particles also which are harmful. We should not throw it in the air. There are restrictions. Then exhaust manifold, then turbocharger. Again, see, this turbocharger is important for the intake, but it will draw the power from exhaust gases. We will see. So we are increasing the efficiency as well. Okay. Then silencer. Silencer is required, otherwise we will have. Have you seen any bike which has the busted silencer? It doesn't have the silencer. What will happen? You will hear very loud noise. What you do then? You will just close your ears because it's a very huge, big noise this engine will create. So for that we need silencer, and then exhaust piping. So this is entire cycle of the air from intake to exhaust. See, exhaust temperature is 550 degrees Celsius. It's very high temperature. Back pressure maximum 3 inches, okay, of HG. And vacuum indicator is here 25 inches. So these figures you should note. Okay, 25 inches while inside, and when exhaust it is 3 inches of HG. Okay. Dry type air. I told you the cylinders, the big cylinders. Air flows from outside to in. In these cylinders or filters, cylindrical filters, air will flow from outside. See, these are the filters. It will suck the air from outside to in. Now there is a warning. Okay, if you want to clean this, what you will do? You will push the air from inside to out, because generally it is sucking the air. You will throw the air from in to out so that the dust particles will go out or dislodge. So to use the compressed air of not more than 60 psi or 4.22 kg per centimeter and below, inside to out, to dislodge the dust. So from inside, if you throw the air to clean these filters, the pressure should not be more than 60 psi. Why? Because it will tear out our filters. Okay. So this care should be taken, okay, while cleaning the filters. Don't blow the air at very high pressure, otherwise it will damage the filters or filter elements. Next is vacuum indicator. Now see how you will come to know whether these filters are choked. Okay, it is not sucking proper air, because it will restrict the airflow from out to in if it is choked with the dust. Then we have a vacuum indicator fitted on that, what do you call it, stem of that this thing, intake system. An easy way to know the condition of air cleaner is vacuum indicator. Red band is shown when restriction beyond a limit. See, I will show you the distance and can be seen from the distance. See, this is the location. This cylinder is the filter, and here at its stem, this is the vacuum indicator. Now, simple. It is very simple function. It has a spring, okay, and that spring will pushed. When pressure is high, it will be pushed up, okay. Otherwise, its upper layer, the upper layer of the spring is painted in red. Okay, when pressure is sufficient, it will keep that spring up, and you will not be see through this window because that red this thing is up, okay, red portion. If pressure goes down beyond some limit, when we will come to how pressure will come down, because our filters will be choked and it will not be able to suck in the air, okay. Our this thing is choked okay, and we will not be able to inhale the sufficient amount of air. Like in during corona, we were using masks. Few people were using double masks, so they were choking themselves. So sufficient air intake was not happening. The same way, if sufficient air is not there, this indicator will show you the red line, because it will not be able to push that spring up, and we will be able to see that red band. If red band is seen, it means these filters are choked and it needs cleaning or replacement. Just replace it, because we don't use diesel engine very frequently, or try to clean it. If it works, okay, it depends on you. Next, show you the locations. See, this is turbocharger. This is called turbo. Nowadays, see, during old days, we used to have written on the buses turbocharged engine. Nowadays also turbocharged engines are coming, and it is mentioned turbocharged. So this is the turbocharger. Now, this turbocharger is at the intake. At the outgoing also we have the turbocharger. Then after cooler housing, it will cool the air. Intake manifolds are there, okay. So this is the location. You can see the engine and you can observe these things, so you will come to know where it is located. This turbocharger is a very important part, and we will see the detailed explanation of this turbocharger in the next lecture, okay. Thank you.